I've just got back from producing an album for Canadian folk roots artist Cara Luft. Cara is a Juno Award-winning songwriter, singer, guitar player and clawhammer banjo player. And Cara was in fact the first person I ever saw use alternative tunings on acoustic guitar and was a big inspiration to me. Now in this video I'm going to show you around the studio, Monarch Studios in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I'm going to introduce you to a few people, namely engineer Julia Graff. Julia won an Emmy for her engineering, so she's no slouch behind a mixing console. And Clayton Parsons. Clayton's an amazing banjo player, guitar player, great singer as well, and he's out touring with Cara right now. If you're new to the channel, I make videos about pedal steel, guitars, recording and production. If you like that kind of thing, please consider subscribing. So this is my little pedal steel room. So this is a really nice Carter steel that's been lent to me for these recording sessions. So it's a standard E9 pedal steel with 3 pedals and 4 knee levers. I'm using my trusty BJS tone bar. This is a 12-string tone bar just because it fits my hand a little better. So Carter pedal steel guitar using the Peterson Strobo Plus tuner, which is great, into this little mini board that I built specifically for this, which is, I'm not actually using a bunch of this stuff at the moment. This is more for guitar. So I'm using for the steel, the Thorpe Peacekeeper, the Wampler EQ, which is a bit like the ultimate problem solver when you're using rental amps, and then the Source Audio Collider for reverb and delay, and then my Hilton volume pedal. And then this is like the main room of the studio. It's a beautiful place, and we've got some cool mics and stuff I'll show you around. This is one of the amps I'm using for the pedal steel. This is a Swart. Really nice amp. It's called a Swart Space Tone. It's got harmonic tremolo and all that good stuff. Ampeg B15 amplifier for bass. And then this is Cara's rig that I've helped design, which is 2 Bayer M160s. For the banjo, these are ribbon microphones for a nice smooth top end. And then we're miking the back of the banjo as well. And then for the guitars, we've got, if you've watched my channel, you know I love the Gefell mics. So these are 2 Gefell mics. That's a mic for the scratch vocal there, the kind of Stevie Nicks vocal mic. And then a Royer overhead ribbon microphone. We've got a bunch of banjos for all those moments that you don't want to be in tune. I've actually been playing this as well. This is a beautiful, I think it's a Yamaha, beautiful grand piano. Sounds absolutely incredible. We've been doing some of the Brian Wilson trick of using little hairpins to pluck the strings. Now there's a good chance you're going to think, what the heck is he talking about? Well, allow me to explain. When the Beach Boys were recording the album Pet Sounds, Brian Wilson and Tony Asher played the intro to the song You Still Believe in Me on a piano, but instead of playing the strings with the keys, you depress the sustain pedal and pluck the strings with hair clips. A little bit like using a plectrum, but a hair clip gives you a much more bright sound. A little bit like a harpsichord, but with more sustain. Coming through to the next room, again, we've got multiple microphones. These are Royer ribbon microphones for the banjo, R121s, and then some Neumann KM84s and a nice Neumann stereo overhead, with my old trusty Colin Kendall guitar that I've used with Cara for years. My Collings and some other stuff in here. So we've got these kind of stations set up in the studio, and it's a great way of recording. It allows us to kind of get sounds really quickly. And Clayton hasn't got any microphones to play into, including this rather nice Neumann up here. Have you got any words of advice, Clayton, to the people at home?
Buy ribbon microphones for your clawhammer banjo. They sound lovely.
Yeah.
Specifically these ones.
Royer R121s. Right. Okay. And the main event. Let's go and say hello to my pedal steel guitar, which is through here. And then...
That was awesome!
I like that. That's the keeper.
because this is the real world, this is now the last day of the studio and I'm getting more video footage. So, same room, we're just set up for some extra overdubs, some banjos in here. We're using the Roya ribbon mics for the banjos because they just sound great. The top end is controlled so well on the banjos with the Roya R121 ribbon mics. We've got the Leslie through here and Aaron, who's been engineering all week, so thanks Aaron, we're doing a wonderful job. Elam 251 on Clayton's vocal, which is sounding just amazing. That's a lovely Telefunken microphone. This lovely. What's this Neumann, Aaron? What's
SM69? Those wacky Germans.
Yeah, it's a beautiful stereo microphone we've been using for kind of room mics and stuff. Let's see what else. I've actually been playing keys on this record. So here's the piano for that Yamaha Baby Grand, and then coming round, it's all a bit chaotic in here because we're just setting up for the day. This is where we've been doing some additional overdubs. I've been playing some B3, Hammond B3 over here, and then some shakers, which have been ready. Some cool microphones in here and some cool amps to show you. Gefels. If you've watched my other video, you know how much I love the Gefell microphones, and we've been using these on Cara Luft, the artist's lead vocal, which is amazing. That's an old Sony microphone, which we've used for a few bits and bobs. Some more acoustic microphones here. These are B&K microphones. And then this is brilliant. An old Ampeg Portaflex for the bass, which is amazing. Mic'd up with an EV RE20. Love the old Ampeg amps. That's a proper vintage piece and it sounds absolutely incredible. Now, coming through to the control room, while we're just doing some vocal editing and comping, you get to see a couple of other bits and bobs that we've been using and have a little spin around the control room. This is the bass I've been using. This is a 1970s Fender P bass, strung with flat wound strings. We've actually not been using the keyboards in this corner, but cool kind of, and there's an ARP, an original Rhodes. This is my pedal board I've been using again, this time for bass. A load of rack gear we've been using, the Bricasti M7 reverb, a load of nice Chandler gear, distressors for compression, DBX 160s, 1176, and then beautiful API console. Coming over to the keyboard station, we've got my keyboard set up with a Wurlitzer electric piano, an original 60s one, and a Mellotron on top, which has just been really, really super useful. So last day of recording here, it's all happening here in Canada. And yeah, if you like this kind of content on my channel, give us a subscribe. We can go and say hello to Cara.
Aaron can sing.
Aaron can sing. Cool, we're doing...
Lying to us this whole time.
I've been doing a little studio tour, and you can say hello to my lovely
Hi, YouTube.
follow. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Hello, YouTube. Yeah. To my lovely subscribers. So we're
This
making a good
man
record.
is a very, very fine human being and also a phenomenal musician. I
There we
love
go.
him.
Right. I'll see you next time. Take care.